Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sydney and today I'm going over all of the book series that I hope to start in 2021. So this video today is very exciting because I personally love reading a really good series, and all of these books that I'm going to talk about today are ones that I have heard mostly great things about. I say it that way because not every series is for everybody, but all of these books that I'll talk about today sound right up my alley, and my excitement level is up here with each and every one of them. So without further ado, the first book of a series that I want to start in 2021 is Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. This is a book that I have seen around BookTube so often, but the person that has really sold it to me is Darian, who actually bought me this book for my birthday this past year. All I know is that it has a really beautiful moth on it, and I have wanted a moth tattoo for quite some time. For whatever reason, I just really want a moth tattoo, and it has all of these like elements, symbols in it, and all of these like really intricate designs. It does it for me. And it has a little blurb on the front from my queen, Leigh Bardugo. But a little bit about this book itself. In it, we follow our main character named Laszlo Strange, and he is a junior librarian obsessed with the lost city of Weep. It is basically kind of his life's mission to go out and find this lost city of Weep, but he doesn't feel like he is brave enough to do so, until a hero named the God Slayer presents an opportunity for Laszlo to come to Weep. In Weep, there will be a lot of answers for Laszlo, however, there will also be a ton of mystery, including a blue-skinned goddess that Laszlo has been dreaming about even before he has ever even laid eyes on her. And a question is, what happened in Weep to make it cut off from the rest of the world hundreds of years ago? And why is the God Slayer called a God Slayer? What did he slay that went by the name of God? I really love the sound of this book. I love that he is a junior librarian. Anything with like a librarian or a library, I'm really into. And I have never read a Laini Taylor book, so I'm really excited to try out her work. And the paperback itself is just a really nice paperback. It opens really nicely. It has a good plot, you know? The next book that we have is Jade City by Fonda Lee. And this book was gifted to me by Kristen. Thank you so much again, because this was one of the books that I was really hoping to get for my birthday. So in Jade City, we have honorable green bone warriors who defend the island of Kikon from foreign invaders using jade to enhance their magical abilities. With the war being over, there's a new generation that is vying for control over the capital city. And 4 siblings of the powerful Call family must prepare for battle because the fragile peace is about to break. And the little blurb on the back of the book is my favorite thing about it. It says, stylish and action-packed, full of ambitious families and guilt-ridden loves, Jade City is an epic drama reminiscent of the best classic Hong Kong gangster films, but takes place in a fantasy metropolis so gritty and well-imagined that you'll forget you're reading a book. I love it. I love mobster shit, and it just sounds like it's gonna be a really good story. I know a lot of people have loved it, and it looks like it won World Fantasy Award 2018, so I'm a little behind on the times, but I'm about to get on it. The next book that we have here is The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. This series is one that I know that Molly from Mind of Molly really loves, and I basically trust her with everything ever. So in this story, it is in a world where clairvoyance is deemed a criminal offense, and those who are able to practice it have been forced to go underground to avoid punishment from the Scion government, who has led an oppressive campaign against all unnaturalness in London. Our main character that we follow is Paige Mahoney, who is a powerful dream walker operating in the Seven Dials district of London, which I am assuming is kind of within the Scion government. She is living a double life using her unnaturalness illegally while also hiding her gift from her father, who works high up in the Scion regime. I just think the premise of this book sounds like something really interesting. I really enjoy clairvoyance as a topic, or as a kind of power, so to say, and having the political intrigue of it being illegal in this world while our main character is kind of living her double life of being on both sides is just really intriguing to me, and I really do trust Molly, and if she is really loving this series, then I know that I probably will too. The next book series that I really look forward to beginning in 2021 is Ace of Shades by Amanda Foody. This book, I know, is kind of old, isn't it? First published, just in 2018. It's not that old. It's fine. The blurb on the front says, House of Rising Sun meets Six of Crows. That's all I need. Six of Crows is one of my favorite duologies in the whole world. This has some really good elements in it that I am just dying to pick up, and I don't know why I haven't yet. In it, I know our main character's name is N-A-N, Salta, and her mother goes missing, so she must follow her trail and kind of drop out of school to kind of figure out what in the world is going on. She only has one lead, and it is a man's name that is Levi Glacier. Glacier? And he's not really the gentleman that she was expecting. He is basically a con artist. Levi is busy in the middle of a con, so he doesn't really have time to deal with N.A. and her missing mother. However, N.A.'s compensation could be the answer to all of Levi's problems. So he agrees, and their search for clues leads them on a path through casinos, illicit cabarets, and into the hands of the mafia. And eventually, Levi's foes catch up with them and take him into playing a life or death game where the player always loses. And to save him, N.A. will have to surrender herself to the city and play the game. And I just really want to read the back of this book really quick because this is amazing. It says, "Take a card and stake your soul. Survival is your only goal. Surrender to the vice within. Bet your life. Hope you win." I just love that so much. Why am I like crying? I don't even know. There's something about like all of that just really, it gets me. It just sounds really, really good. And I don't know why more people don't read this. I mean, hopefully it's really good and it's just like an underrated book, you know? But like, it sounds so good. So I'm really excited. The next book series that I really want to start in 2021 is Furyborn, the Imperium Trilogy Book 1. Imperium, got it. So in this book, one of our main characters is Riel, who is one of a pair of the prophesized queens. One day, an assassin ambushes her best friend, and in order to save him, she exposes herself as the Sun Queen. However, to prove herself as the Sun Queen, she must go through 7 elemental trials, which if she fails, then she will be executed, unless the trials kill her first. Now our main character is Eliana, who is the bounty hunter for the Undying Empire. Eliana believes herself to be super untouchable until her mother vanishes, and in turn, she has to join a rebel captain and realizes how deep the evil within the Empire really goes. And it says, as Riel and Eliana fight in a cosmic war that spans millennia, their stories intersect, and the shocking connections between them ultimately determine the fate of their world and of each other. Now, if I'm honest, this book really just caught my attention by the cover. It's just matte black, and it is just absolutely stunning. I just really love a matte black cover, like middle game. It's just beautiful to me. And I love the idea of this spanning 2 millennia, like it says 2 young women centuries apart, and the fact that they're somehow connected. It's just super intriguing to me, and I'm really excited to give this author a shot too. Also, I'm just now realizing that every single book on this list is from an author that I have never read before. So that's exciting. I will be trying a lot of new authors next year. The first book of the next series that I want to pick up in 2021 is The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. Now, I know that this book is like very YA, but sometimes that's what I'm in the mood for, you know? And I think that the premise of this series sounds like something that I'd be into, especially like younger me would be into. So I think that there's a good chance that I would enjoy it. So in this story, there are 2 types of people. There are clairvoyant people, or there are normal people, you know, like non-seers is what they call them. And it says at the top, there are only 2 reasons a non-seer would see a spirit on St. Mark's Eve. Either you're his true love or you killed him. So every year, Blue, who is a non-seer, goes with her mother to St. Mark's Eve. Blue has never seen any of the soon-to-be dead until this year, when a boy emerges from the dark and speaks to her. His name is Gansey, and he is a rich student at the local private school. And now Blue has always had a policy of staying away from these private school boys, since these boys, known as the Raven Boys, are known to cause trouble. But now Blue is drawn to Gansey in a way that she can't really describe. And now he and 3 other boys from his class are on a quest that Blue suddenly finds herself involved in. And I guess I don't really have too much more to say about it, just that I think that it's one of those classic booktube books, and I think that I should at least give it a shot, and I just get good vibes from it. I don't really know how to explain it. Maybe I'm clairvoyant, but I just have a feeling that I might really enjoy it, so I'm putting it on this list. Okay, I have 2 more books from 2 different series that I also do want to start in 2021. The first one being City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty. And this paperback, guys, it is stunning. It's just perfect. So bear with me in case I mispronounce some of these words. On the streets of 18th century Cairo, Nari is a con woman of unsurpassed skill. She makes her living swindling Ottoman nobles, hoping to one day earn enough to change her fortunes. But when Nari accidentally summons Dara, an equally shy, darkly mysterious Jinn warrior, during one of her cons, she learns that even the cleverest of schemes can have deadly consequences. Forced to flee Cairo, Dara and Nari journey together across hot, windswept lands teeming with creatures of fire and rivers where the mythical Marids sleep, past ruins of once magnificent human metropolises and mountains where the circling birds of prey are more than what they seem, to Devaban, the legendary city of brass. It's a city steeped in magic and fire, where blood can be as dangerous as any spell, a city where old remnants run deep and the royal court rules with tenuous grip, a city to which Nari is irrevocably bound, and where her very presence threatens to ignite a war that has been simmering for centuries. I think that this is a trilogy, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's called the Daevabad trilogy. Or it's a series, I don't know if there's more than 3 books right now. But regardless, this sounds like something that I have never read before. I love that it's set in the Middle East, and it says that the author's grasp of Middle Eastern history, folklore, and culture inspires a swiftly moving plot, richly drawn characters, and beautifully constructed world that will entrance. I know that a lot of people here on BookTube have been loving it, especially the later installments of this series, so I am very excited to pick this up and hopefully love it and also learn something new, since I am not very privy with the Middle Eastern culture or folklore or anything like that. So I'm also very excited about that. Okay, the first book of the last series that I want to talk about in this video that I want to start in 2021 is Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. This book is intimidating to me. I think that it's intimidating just because it's a male fantasy writer. I don't really know. I'm pretty sure that every other book I've talked about is a female author. So yeah, I don't know what it is, but I'm just a little intimidated by Brandon Sanderson as a author for whatever reason. But it is about time that I give him a shot, and I know that everyone says that you should start with the Mistborn series. So that's what I'm gonna do. I really don't like these covers. I really want the UK covers. If anyone knows where I can get them for not that expensive, let me know down in the comments. With this series, I don't know too much about it, if I'm being quite honest. I do know that there is a magic system that revolves around metal, and there are people who can wield metal as a form of magic, and the more types of metal that you can wield means that you are a more powerful Mistborn, like you go higher up in the ranking, so to say. From what I'm getting from the back, it sounds like we have a main character named Vin, who is basically the world's only hope to be saved. And I'm guessing that he's a Mistborn, or maybe he's not. I don't remember. I definitely have heard people talk about this series, but I don't remember exactly. I do know that, like I said, it's time that I give Brandon Sanderson a shot, because I also have the Way of Kings series that I was gonna put in this video, but I think that I should try Mistborn first, just to make sure, because Way of Kings is like 800, 900 pages, and I think this is a little bit more palatable. It's still 660. But yeah, I mean, we're gonna start a little bit smaller and see how it goes. Avi has shoved me off the whole entire futon. Look at that. Okay, I guess I'm kneeling for now. So these are all of the book series that I want to pick up in the year 2021, and I'm really excited about it. I think that all of these have a really big potential of being favorites, so I'm hopeful. However, for now, that is all I have for you, so thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me for a little bit. Let me know what series down in the comments you have either just begun or are very excited to pick up really soon, and don't forget to subscribe down below, like the video. I appreciate your support, and as always, be kind to one another and happy reading.